Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something huge, a major government plan for AI education. We're going to break down a new executive order that's all about getting the entire country ready for a future driven by AI.
So the whole thing kicks off with this really powerful statement pulled right from the document itself. And it frames AI not just as, some new tech gadget, but as this fundamental force that's changing everything about how we live and work. This really sets the stage for why a national plan isn't just a nice to have, it's being presented as an absolute must.
And that, right there, leads us to the big question this whole policy is trying to answer. I mean, if AI is the future, how in the world do we get everybody, our students, our workforce, our teachers, how do we get them ready for it?
Well, the answer comes in the form of this formal executive order. So this isn't just a suggestion or a white paper. No, it's a direct order. It's designed to get the entire federal government moving in the same direction, all focused on one clear goal.
And what they've laid out here is just incredibly broad. The goal isn't some short-term project. We're talking about a nationwide push for AI skills that literally starts in kindergarten and goes all the way through your entire career. It's all about lifelong learning.
Okay, so to make sure everyone's speaking the same language, the order does something smart. It doesn't just make up a new definition for AI. Instead, it ties everything to a legal definition that's already on the books, right in the U.S. Code. This is super important because it makes sure all the different agencies are on the same page when they start rolling this out.
All right, so let's get into it. A plan this massive needs someone in the driver's seat, right? So who's leading the charge here?
The engine behind this whole strategy is a new, high-level White House task force. Think of it as the Central Command Center. Its job is to coordinate all the moving pieces across the government, making sure everyone's rowing in the same direction toward that main goal.
Now, when you look at who's on this task force, you see the folks you'd expect, right? The heads of education and labor. But here's what's really interesting. Look who else is there, the secretaries of agriculture and energy. That tells you a lot. It shows this strategy isn't just about what happens in a classroom or an office. It's about weaving AI into the fabric of the entire American economy.
So, what's the first big play for this new task force? They're not waiting around. They're kicking things off with a huge national competition.
And this isn't your average school science fair, not by a long shot. The Presidential AI Challenge is designed to get the whole country involved. You've got different age groups, different regions, different topics. The whole idea is to get as many people participating as possible and, get this, to use AI to tackle actual national problems. It's basically a massive call to action for students and teachers everywhere.
Okay, so that's the big picture stuff. But how does this plan actually get down to the ground level? How does it get into the K-12 classroom?
Well, the government knows it can't do this alone. A huge part of the plan is about teamwork. They're calling for partnerships with tech companies, with universities, with nonprofits, anyone who can help build practical, high-quality tools and resources that teachers can actually use in their classrooms to teach AI literacy.
And this comparison here really shows you the kind of shift we're talking about. To make it a reality, the Department of Education is being told to show schools how they can use the grant money they already have to get these new AI tools. We're talking about things like AI tutors that give students one-on-one help, or AI platforms that can help guide a student toward a career path that's right for them.
But here's a really crucial part of the strategy. It recognizes a simple truth. You can't prepare the students if you don't prepare the teachers first. So a huge chunk of this plan is all about empowering the educators.
The order gets really specific here. It says grant money should be prioritized to train teachers in two main ways. First, how to use AI to cut down on all that administrative busywork, to free them up to actually teach. And second, to give them the skills to weave AI ideas into all subjects, not just tech class, and even to teach standalone AI courses.
And like we said at the very beginning, this plan goes way beyond the classroom. It's about getting the entire American workforce ready for the massive changes that AI is already starting to bring. So to make that happen, the Department of Labor is jumping in with a three-part plan. They're going to push for more AI-related apprenticeships, learning on the job. They're going to encourage states to use the workforce funding they already get for AI skill training. And they're going to promote new AI courses and certifications, some of which high schoolers could even start taking.
Okay, one of the biggest takeaways from this whole thing is the speed. I mean, we are not talking about some 10-year vision here. The timeline they've set out is, well, it's incredibly aggressive.
Just look at this timeline. It really drives home that sense of urgency. In just 90 days, that's 3 months, the plan for that big presidential challenge has to be done. By 120 days, The teacher training and apprenticeship stuff has to be prioritized. And in only 6 months, the goal is to have brand new AI resources ready to go for K-12 classrooms. That is fast.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, what you see is a really comprehensive, top-to-bottom strategy across the entire government. It's designed to create this continuous pipeline for learning, to make sure every single American has a chance to get their hands on and understand AI, no matter how old they are or what they do for a living.
And that leaves us with a final, pretty big thought. If you embed AI education into every single level of society, from the first day of school all the way to job training, what kind of future does that create? How is a national push like this really going to shape the next generation of innovators, workers, and just citizens in general?